strong is Hope's loyalty, perhaps? Now, here's the good news, Pian. You ready for it?
What?
If everything goes perfectly on this plan, what comes next?
The
you
next
have
target.
The shining light.
The next target is the sheriff.
Okay. You're just going straight for that.
Yeah, if everything goes perfectly and we find out we're really good at taking out people, even with special powers, we set our sights on the sheriff.
We shoot the sheriff and do not shoot the deputy.
I shot the sheriff.
I mean, you're trying to get the deputy deputized and promoted. So, all right.
We put that's what we should. We should put we need the deputy to be in our pockets.
Well, so that's
the deputy is Flint Carson.
I'm going to replace him with Flint Carson.
Yeah.
With my influence, and then I will control the law in True Medill.
Okay.
That's it. No, that should be we set our sights on controlling the law in True Medill, and then
Yeah.
Okay. Well, but that doesn't matter yet because the what's next thing doesn't actually affect anything. It's just a direction.
I still like that better.
So the phrasing does not yet matter.
We'll see.
It will matter, and we will be very careful with the phrasing.
It's a reminder to ourselves for later.
It'll be a reminder to ourselves to be careful with phrasing.
Okay. Your cruise in is that you have Breeger's experience in killing people, and Coop is already wanting to get in with you guys. Mm-hmm. So you need to set between 2 and 10 objective points. These will be scenes that we have. So if you put it down on this piece of paper, are you ready, Pian? If you put it down on this column, it will happen.
Which is something I don't like.
Paste.
But
these are scenes, and you say something like, scene 1, objective 1, meet with Coop at the hotel.
Yeah, these are what we want to accomplish, and also like scenes that are going to happen.
All right, so one scene that's definitely going to happen is a planning session with our whole new gang, which is the actual, like, hey, Breeger, what do you think? Hey, Hope, you're a new person. How are we going to do this? Like the clandestine meeting in the wine cellar.
So
that's happening right now because this is the plan of action.
Right, but I actually have an NPC that I want to talk to in order to like get his pulse on the situation. So like nothing that happens in that planning session would contradict anything we've put up there because it's all vague, right? Like accomplish this through some means. So we actually need to sort of talk about.
Maybe we should have that now because I don't think that's an objective. That's like a scene. So
okay, that's a scene, but so
where is it? Is it on the McFanny land? Is this literally like movers are putting things down in the background? Really ostentatious pictures of like Dixon's grandfather and great grandfather.
Yeah, so we're building up the farm too, and it's becoming like much more of a manse than a farm, right?
We like officially moved to the farm.
Yeah, we're in the process of. Yeah.
Okay.
So like
I feel like the first thing we see is Breeger standing over Hope, who is much shorter than him, and being like, "Who are you?"
She like kind of puts on a smile and she's like, "Hi, I'm Hope." That was not the voice I did before, but just ignore it. I'll remember what it was in like 10 seconds. It'll be okay.
They call me the Butcher.
Oh, nice to meet you, Butcher.
What exactly do you do here?
I'm here to help you guys.
Yeah.
And she gives like a friendly smile.
He's just like,
Virgil reminded me to mention something that when we like set scenes in this game, we can feel free to like put things into the scene.
Yes, you can add things to the background of the scene. Like you can talk about like what color the walls are, or someone
like
not
if you
super
want,
important
like,
walks in.
Like if we're like, okay, we're gonna have these two people meet. Where is it? You can just be like, we're meeting at the bar, and it's 6:00 p.m. and it's dude night or whatever. You can just declare stuff, and it's totally cool.
So Breeger squats down so his face is level with you, Hope, and he like sticks a finger in your face. He's like, "I'm in charge here. Mr. Beaumont hired me to get things done, and so you're going to listen to me. Got that?
I thought Dixon or
The
Mr.
only answer to
Beaumont-
that question was yes.
Sure. And she kind of like,
All right, you got any special skills I need to know about? Seems like everybody's got some weird powers.
she kind of like she kind of blushes out of like embarrassment, and she's like, I can stay awake a really long time.
You're a bronze fair chemist.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're done here. He just like stands up and walks away.
Her head just kind of turns down, and she kind of nods like she knew that was coming.
I want to come up like since we're moving stuff in, I want to have Desha like come up with her art supplies. Like she has her like what's the wood thing you put canvases into?
Easel.
Yeah, easel. Yeah, she has her easel, like a bunch of canvases, and then like under her right arm, and then like paint and brushes under her left arm. She like heard that and walks up and like, don't worry, Miss Hope. That sounds like a good power.
She just kind of like looks up, and she like kind of like tries to give a smile, but it's like, thanks.
If I could stay up for a long time, I could paint so many things.
It's called equivalent exchange. You'd have to still sleep.
I feel like this is a good time for Daisy to just run through the house chasing after May, like her huge mastiff just runs like just right through the middle of the scene, and like Yakety Sax starts playing. And
where's Uno when this happens, Hope?
Uno's sitting on my shoulder like a very obedient cat.
Does Uno see the dog and go like...
Because Uno is very loyal to me. Uno's just kind of like sitting there, maybe hisses, but like sits on my shoulder and like the perfect cat, basically, for the human. But like she attacks anybody I want her to attack. Great.
Yeah, Uno's like raising a paw towards May and just like pointing and pushing.
And I kind of like pat her on the head, and I'm like, it's okay.
Just a shower of like cat hairs going off of her as you pat her, shedding everywhere.
She's chill with it. It's her cat.
Yeah, and I'm like,
that's how cats work.
Run through the house the other way, like down the stairs. You didn't even see me go up them. And I'm like, no, May, come back. We got settled in this house. It's gonna be our home now.
The dog.
I like how what's your dog's name?
May, yeah.
May's just very like, no, get away from me. I'm gonna do what I want. And Uno's just kind of like, hi, I'm Uno.
Daisy.
May is running through the house, like exploring it, like and smelling everything, but not letting me get close enough to.
Sister,
okay.
You can either be part of this meeting or you cannot be part of it. I don't really care.
Yeah, like I skid to a stop on the wood floors, and like...
So as it is fortuitous, despite being a farm by day, old lady McFanny had quite an appetite for wines. So it also has a clandestine wine cellar for us to do all of our clandestine espionage things in. So I will happily invite you all to sit down. It's been recently furnished.
I have no idea what you just said.
I didn't hear what Brugger said.
I have no idea what you just said.
We're going into the basement, Brugger.
Okay.
So people can't hear us.
Yeah, so he just starts going down the stairs. And the stairs probably like super creaky. Yeah. I mean, they have several
part of the instructions for the people who are turning this farm into a manse is to reinforce all of our steps because we're too Colossus-blooded who frequently...
Yep. We are quite big people.
You know, an extra support in the middle will do us wonders.
Yeah.
So we all
gather
them into the
Yeah,
cell.
hope. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Pleasure to make your acquaintance, miss. I'm Dixon Beaumont. I hear you're going to be helping us on our next little venture. You come highly recommended by my little sister.
Well, yes, I've been trying to make some kind of reputation for myself.
Well, I heard there was a little bit of a scuffle at a shooting range that you managed to intimidate a full-grown gunslinger. It's very impressive.
I just helped out a friend.
Well, then we'll all be helping out friends and making most esteemed reputations for ourselves on our next little assignment. So, Mr. Brieger, you may or may not be aware that a copper compounder has visited the city of Trumadil, and he is very interested in investigating our operation and finding the truth of it. So we're going to have to get out in front of that.
Okay. You have a car, right?
We have a car.
So what we do is we wait for him on the street, and then we hit him with the car, and then I'll get out and chop his head off, and then we'll be done.
Isn't that a bit too out in the open, though?
I really don't want to have to clean bits and pieces of him off my car, you see.
I don't want to have to clean bits and pieces out of the car.
You've got a horse and carriage, right?
Yeah.
All right. So the plan is you take the horse and carriage, you find him in the street, you run him over, I step out, and I chop his head off.
If we just needed someone to chop off his head, I could have done that.
Now.
Yeah, he turns to look at you and is just like, "Oh yeah, really? You think you're better than me?"
Now, everybody.
I'm in charge here, Desha. You answer to me now.
Brieger has
looked at Dixon.
Mr. Brieger, that plan is perfectly fine, barring one little, tiny little problem. What if he's capable of avoiding the vehicle plot of that little arrangement?
All right. You ready? I got a new plan.
All right, I'm ready.
So he points to Hope and Daisy. He's like, they look like they're pretty good with their guns.
Dixon has a passing thought of that remains to be seen while looking over at Daisy, but doesn't say.
Yeah, no. So Brieger catches that. He's like,
nods,
listen.
like, absolutely great with my guns.
Don't be sexist, Mr. Beaumont. It's been my opinion that on the occasion that a woman draws a firearm, she tends to be very good with it.
Well, so my sister keeps saying.
I've been shot several times.
Very well. All right, so they're good with their guns. Yes, go on.
So we wait for him to cross the street, and they shoot him in the legs, and then I walk out and chop his head off.
Yeah, you seem to be missing a key part of this plan here, where we do it all clandestine.
I don't understand what that word means.
We have to do it without it getting back to us, Mr. Brieger. We are now posing as upstanding members of the society and followers of the law.
So he points to Hope, and he's like, she's not.
Right, she isn't. So she could, in fact, be the one to do it. But if you go out and chop his head off, Mr. Brieger, that, of course, puts a stain on you.
It's a really good plan now.
Okay.
All right.
I'm listening. All right.
We wait until it rains.
Okay.
And it's really muddy.
Okay.
And then I call him outside for an honor duel. And while he's out there, Hope shoots him in the head and runs away. And then I'll be like holding him in the rain and be like, no, and everyone will think I had nothing to do with it.
Well, that's getting on.
And while I'm holding him, I'll crush his entire body, so he definitely won't survive.
I mean, honestly, a fake honor duel is not. So Miss Hope, I understand that you're looking to have a bit of a bad reputation, while the rest of us are looking to uphold our good reputation. Is that fair?
You would be correct.
Good reputation, bad reputation. I just want people to know.
I don't give a damn about our bad reputation.
Okay, so I care about the rest of my entourage not having a bad reputation. So you are not presently associated with me and aren't my sister or bodyguard. So there is a certain amount of deniability between us. Now, if you're really looking to work with our little group here, then we have to ask you to do certain things. And it sounds like right now the best plan we have involves you eventually being the one to kill Mr. Coop. Now, that may or may not come to fruition, but are you willing to kill a man that you haven't met yet just because we want him dead?
She gets a grin on her face and she's like, of course I would be.
Well, that's lovely to hear. I'm quite liking this fake honor duel line of business, Mr. Brieger. You've had some excellent ideas. I also like the making
People
sure
say
he's
that
dead.
a lot.
Yeah, you've had some pretty. In fact, I hear from Desha that your fake honor duel idea from last time was quite spectacular as well.
Yeah, he like moves his hands over his crotch, maybe unconsciously. He's like, "Yeah, it worked out great."
Until they abandoned you.
He turns to look at you and is just like, "What? I'm in charge now. You don't say things like that when I'm in charge."
She looks at Dixon.
Mr. Brieger, it is the unfortunate truth that happened, and Miss Desha, you have no business bringing that up just to rub salt in his wounds. So
I am
let's all.
simply speaking the truth.
Yes, Miss Desha, we're going to have to work on your social niceties. I believe I've said that for the last few years, though. So
Like,
we
I
haven't
think
made much
I
progress.
take her aside and I start like quietly explaining.
I'm not going to wear the dress. I don't need to wear it right now.
No, when it's not social niceties are not. Oh dear.
Listen, Nathan, when you bring up things like that, especially what you did to that poor man's genitalia, it makes people very uncomfortable.
Miss Desha, let me put it to you this way. Remember when you were super excited to kill Coop because he said that horrible thing about your past?
Yes.
You just did that to Mr. Brieger.
Okay.
All right, now we're all on the same page.
Okay.
Brieger's just like, "Now I'm confused.
I am sorry, Mr. Brieger.
Isn't that the guy that we're going to kill?"
Yeah. He said something horrible about Desha, and that's why she wants to kill him. And I was explaining as an example of the thing that she just said to you, why that makes you feel bad.
So am I supposed to kill Desha at the end of this?
No, we're going to kill Coop. She's apologized for what she just said, so now we can all be friends.
Okay.
And
You
now
look
we're
very
after school
confused.
special about solving problems and differences.
If they don't apologize, kill them, kids.
But if you apologize, you're friends.
That's the lesson I heard.
Say you're sorry or die.
Sorry or die. The after school campaign in the late 90s.
Episode title: Sorry or Die.
Yeah.
Boom.
It sounds like we have some working thoughts there from Mr. Brieger, and we've basically we've sussed out some important details. We need to get him somewhere, whether it's through an honor duel or through some sort of contrivance of carriage or car. Hope kills him, and Brieger, in some capacity, might make sure that he's dead. So I think that scene, besides being a very good scene with lots of great character interaction, also has provided us some clarity going into the objectives now again. So why don't we do that? Objective 1, first scene.
Wording. We need to get Coop where we want him.
Well, do we have to have 5 objectives, by the way? Like it's always 5?
Between 2 and 10.
2 to 10.
Okay. So then, the first scene is get Coop where we want him. Is that defined enough for scenes, or are scenes allowed to be vague?
I mean, it'd be much easier just tell me where you want him.
We don't know yet.
That sounds like a problem.
Well, so do we want, if we want the fake honor duel, we have to provoke him into the honor duel.
The problem is, I would say that scene 1 is perhaps interacting with Coop in such a way that we discover where we want him, but we have to write out all of our objectives now, so they have to be defined now. So I can't say scene 1 is figuring out what scene 2 is.
That's
that system doesn't work. So
objective 1 could be set up the fake honor duel.
Do we actually? So just real talk, out of character. Do we actually like the fake honor duel plan?
I feel like it's a bit faulty.
Yeah, I'm a little.
Wait, what?
I feel like this does not give us any options other than murder.
Kill him. Yeah.
Right.
So,
So we
I-
wrote it so that maybe something more could happen. The problem is the actual act of writing out the scenes forces us to pick a way that things go down.
You can add more objectives during a short rest. So perhaps the first couple objectives are like
A planning like period
meet
of time.
with Coop and learn things.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
actually a good idea. We need to get more information on Coop.
So then what's objective 1?
So
More information on Coop.
So
How do you do that?
I'm going to.
I
Can
feel
I-
like talking with Tux. I'm just like, is that something you should do? He's like, yeah, I want to get more information. So I'm like, what's your objective? He's like, I want to get more information.
No, hold on a
I'm
second.
like, yeah.
Can I?
Okay.
Can I perhaps make a roll to see if I can actually offer Coop another Chondra that I happen to know vaguely about, like
No.
maybe a lead?
No.
Okay, so I can't have a lead.
The reason I'm saying no is because Chandra is super secret, faceless
Right.
immortals. They don't show themselves to people.
Like that would be a higher than 5 spirit roll.
God is literally like, hey guys, you have to keep yourself secret at all times.
Gotcha. So I couldn't possibly have a lead. I don't feel comfortable lying to him about that either. That was
So could we like meet him under false pretenses and then like just get to know him better? Would that be a thing?
I mean, we can always interact with him, but there's a danger with. Well, he's a copper compounder, so literally every interaction we have with him is a danger to ourselves that he learns too much. So yeah, we can meet with him, but I wanted to have like a specific goal in mind. My idea was that lead, but that is I'm not comfortable lying about that, which is the alternative. But we can just meet him for any old reason. We could say that there's a party or something that he would be at. Maybe the Merchants Guild is doing a thing. Maybe
I think you guys are overthinking this. We're taking a super long amount of time
Right.
to
That's
get
why
the
I was thinking,
objectives on the paper.
get more information about Coop.
Pian,
like-
what is your first thought here?
Get more information on Coop.
Where do you want to do that?
Why don't we just like go up and knock? Why doesn't Dixon just go up and knock on his hotel door and be like, hey, I would like want to talk to you about something?
That objective 1, Dixon
I
meets with
agree.
him at the hotel.
I'm fine with that.
Meet
Okay.
Coop at hotel and get information.
Sure.
Formation. Okay, cool. Objective 1 is that. Objective 2, use said information to set up meeting.
Maybe we leave objective 2 for a short rest once Dixon comes back with the information.
Okay.
I think that sounds like a good
Because,
idea.
I mean, you guys are going for the information. No reason to plan past that.
Okay.
Yeah, we can just keep
We can
doing
clearly see
Do
we
we-
were going in circles for a while. All right.
Do we know as a thing that Coop like likes us?
No.
I mean, you know
He-
Coop likes one of you.
He expressly said that he doesn't like me,
That's true.
and he's only hinted that he might like you. So that's where we're at.
Okay.
I could maybe bring Desha to this if we have.
I mean, that's my first question.
Right. That was I was gonna say, like, if we know that Coop kind of likes me, that could be a thing that we might do, but I wasn't sure if we knew that.
So yeah, how like
Who
I mean,
do we see pulling up in front of the hotel?
well, the horse carriage driver, and I will have brought Desha because she's my bodyguard, so she can come in if she
Okay.
wants.
That actually makes sense.
Daisy, Hope, you feel like jumping along for this ride?
I'm going to say that they can if they want to as players, but in character, Dixon would have been against it. Of course, he would have said that, and then they can come anyway.
Okay, fine. We're still coming.
Hope's gonna stay back and wait for her time to.
Okay.
Yeah, she doesn't want to tip her hand if she wants.
She wants to shoot a man dead in the street, you know?
That's the exact same reason why I don't want Daisy coming along. But of course, she'll never listen to me.
I know, right? Maybe we get like a scene of like Hope and Daisy like playing poker, like back at the ranch.
There's a name for the card game in this universe.
Oh, right.
Sheldry.
Sheldry. Yeah, we're playing Sheldry. Exactly. And you've got like May's head on my lap, and occasionally.
God, I'd love it if the animals were like fighting under the table.
They're totally well behaved. Shut up.
Are they not
animals were
fighting
staring at each other under the table while the two of you were like playing poker, and you're just like,
Uno's still on my shoulder.
Sheldry.
Okay.
The only time he leaves is to like sleep and to like go poop, you know.
How is this? How expensive was this magical obedient cat? Because that's unheard of.
It was one prop point.
I mean that is pretty expensive. That's the same prop point as a pistol or a rifle. So
or a horse and carriage.
It's chill.
It's okay. That cat is gonna come in handy at some point.
At some point, this cat
is gonna give an extra die in some role.
Dixon, and you're gonna be thankful I chose cat.
I for some reason have this doubt.
Why would you have a doubt in that?
Same reason May's gonna come in handy randomly at one point. And grant an extra die.
Anyway, so yeah, we pull up outside the hotel.
Did you make Desha wear the dress? Or did?
No, because I don't think I was for your interaction with Coop at all. So I don't know that. I don't know that there's a hint that he likes you. So I'm not playing.
Regular clothes.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm not playing up on that like I would have otherwise. And so we go in, and I've brought a bottle of champagne, to be as an offering of goodwill, just a social calling. Like, I brought a bottle of champagne, and I thought we'd talk over some drinks.
Arthur, is it like legal to carry weapons around? Like, if I bring my cleaver in here, would that be weird?
Here's the deal with like duels and weapons and stuff. It's legal for like people of means to carry weapons. And the way duels work is if both people are reaching for their gun, it's not murder for self-defense. So as long as you're carrying your weapon only with the intent to self-defense, then it's fine. And that's, it's why I didn't understand it until someone explained dueling to me. That's why people are always like reaching for their weapon and then they stop because they're trying to trick you into putting your hand on your weapon.
Yeah, totally.
So that they could shoot you and kill you. I watched so many cowboy movies without understanding that. I thought it was just like some weird psychological thing where they were all assholes. They were just trying to make it a legal murder.
Wait for it.
Yeah, so carrying your weapons for self-defense purposes is fine.
Absolutely. My cleaver is entirely for self-defense.
You might get questioned.
I am a bodyguard.
That's
all right.
fine.
So Coop has the top floor like penthouse of this hotel. He's got the whole floor.
So if you have the penthouse, you don't just go up and knock on the door. You announce yourself at the front desk.
Yeah, and the front deskman is this stodgy old terraceman scholar steward wearing like the full bottling outfit, and he's like, "Excuse me, sir, might I inquire who you are?"
I'm Mr. Beaumont, and I'm here to call on... what's his real name?
Mr. Beaumont, I see.
Yes, and I'm here to call on Mr. Coop, who's staying in the penthouse.
I will see if Mr. Coop is in. And he, like, rides the elevator up there.
They have elevators, damn.
I mean, they've got...
Ascending rooms, surely?
They've got, like, a full 10 stories on this building.
Yeah.
Do they have like 5 pewter burners in the back that lift the elevator up and then pull it down?
No, there's a hamster wheel.
They have electricity, bro. They have electricity.
Okay, yeah.
That's why they want to put in this new electrical plant to expand the grid.
Yeah, that crazy lady is really against that. One of our next plans will be me getting in on that whole. We've got juicy tidbits about that.
Yep. So he comes back down and he's like, "Mr. Coop is in, and he will see you, Mr. Beaumont, alone."
Oh, all right. Well, Miss Daisy, I'm afraid you've not been invited. Stay with the carriage.
I think you
Desha,
mean
sorry.
Desha.
Yeah, I do. D's. What's with all these D's?
So many D's. Why can't I hold all these D's?
Or D.
Oh, jeez.
Oh God.
If you want me to stay with the carriage, I will.
Yes, I think it's you deserve.
It would be fully expected of you to stay in the servants' quarters, ma'am. And he like gestures over to a waiting area that's nowhere near as nice as like the lobby area. It's just, like a place for you. Instead of having seats with backs, it's just like benches and maybe like a cool water dispensary rather than like a bar.
That will do, I suppose.
Stay wherever you like, Desha.
He like shoos you over there like poo poo.
All right, so I'll take the ascending room to the 10th floor.
It's called an elevator.
They were called ascending rooms in this era, Arthur.
They're called elevators now. They literally talk about having one in one of the books.
Well, then that was a
they have like a many-story tall skyscraper where there's an epic battle on top of it.
Sure, but they should have been called ascending rooms. It would have been historically accurate. Anyway, I take the elevator to the 10th to the penthouse.
It's alternate history, so
Sure, you can get away with anything.
Coop is at the top, wearing his copper robes. So it's robes where metal has been threaded into them.
Mm-hmm.
And he's got like copper rings, and now he's got like a torque on, like a copper collar.
I'm curious, like, I imagine either great care has gone into weathering them, or are they green?
They're all fresh.
Okay, interesting. Fresh.
Remember, he's a compounder, so he has to eat them on a regular basis.
That's a fair point. So I come up and I present the bottle of champagne and said, a little social calling card. I thought we'd talk over some drinks.
Yeah, his mannerisms are very like noble lord, looking down on an inferior and offering them support. And he gestures over to like a waiting like champagne ice bucket area with 2 glasses that already have ice in. And he's like, I anticipated that you would be bringing that.
How very fortuitous.
Please come sit down.
I sit and I pour the champagne.
And he like gestures to the glass. He's like,
which is when I slip in the poison.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's gonna add. I don't suppose you'd care to take the first drink, my boy.
I take the first drink and I say, totally understandable.
Then he swaps glasses with you and drinks the rest of yours.
That's fine. I finish his as well. What he doesn't know is that I've spent the last few years building up an immunity to IOK.
It's not even a thing. Not even a thing. I hope you don't mind my rudeness
that goes
there.
under our assets, remember?
My boy.
Right, yeah. What do you have to work with? I've spent the last
immunity to poison.
I mean, that technically would have been a thing you could have done.
God, that's such a better assassination idea. Why didn't I have it sooner? Yeah,
There's no way I would have been able to see through that trick.
I mean, he literally just drank. So, anyway.
You don't think he might have documented the fact that you were immune to iocane powder from repeatedly buying iocane powder?
I mean, he would have had to figure that out. Like, you think I'm buying poison with my name on the open market? Anyway. Yeah, so what does he say? He said something. We were telling jokes. I didn't hear it.
Yeah. He's just like, might I ask what your business is here, my boy?
Well, I was just so taken with your previous visit. You're a fascinating individual, and I'd like to get to know people who are fascinating. I consider myself a bit of a social butterfly.
So he gets out a deck of cards and starts like setting up a game of Sheldry for you.
Oh, Jesus
and we cut
God.
to like Hope and Daisy also playing Sheldry at the same time.
Yes, perfect.
It's like a 24 cam where like half the screen is you and the other half is them.
Boop, 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 boop. Anyway, oh man.
So the other 2 spaces are the cat and the dog.
I was gonna say, like, we cut down to Daisha also playing Sheldry, like with rando
with the butler.
It's her just sadly drinking water alone in the servants' quarters.
That's great. Everybody's playing Sheldry. It's the Sheldry episode. So yeah, we play Sheldry. Ooh. So
I've rarely met him. He's gonna go Dixon. He's gonna start calling on his memories of you. I've rarely met a man as lucky as you, Mr. Beaumont.
Well, recent events have to force me to agree, Mr. Coop. I mean, what with the farm being resolved so effortlessly.
How unusual that old lady McFanny, after 60 years on that farm, should relinquish it in but a fortnight.
It turns out that she has very circuitous motivations, as a matter of fact. I'm surprised that a copper compounder such as yourself didn't take the opportunity to learn about her. She's a fascinating individual.
Oh, I know quite a bit about her, sir.
So you know then that I'm responsible
Bless
for sending her granddaughter Charity to some of the finest universities in Ellendale.
So he's like, well, you provided letters of introduction. It's not quite the same thing. She'll be using her own money to supply the bulk of the resources necessary. However, your commitment to her cause is what interests me, sir, and the unusual nature of your contributions.
Well, it turns out that old lady McFanny had a desire to secure the future of her daughter and to retire in Ellendale, and I just happened to want to move into a larger property, and it all just worked out.
So he shifts his whole body to look directly at you, and is now sitting like military straight, and he's like, there's one thing you should understand here, Dixon boy. You've got a problem. You're I want to say the Napoleon of crime. It's not going to work because it's not a... You're the Kelsier of crime. You think you can get away with anything. You think you're just that lucky. But you can't because I'm onto you. I've started putting together all of your little schemes. And I'll be here in Trumadil ready to block anything you have. And as soon as I find the slightest bit of evidence that you're responsible for everything you have will come crashing down around you.
So what you're saying is you have no evidence. You've got a gut instinct.
I remember you having committed quite a few things.
Is that so?
However, the police do not agree with some of my methods.
In my whole life, I've never committed a crime. So isn't that just fascinating?
So, yeah, he's like, you might believe that yourself, sir, but that is because you, and he switched back to you again because he's using his memories of you. That is because you, sir, are a sick individual in the mind.
It's funny you should mention being sick in the mind, because you, for all your moral proselytizing, sure did do a number on my associate Daryl Hart. So fascinating that you had picked him out of the crowd, excluded him, and then done what you did to that poor man's mind.
You know what he is. You know what I want from him.
And you think it's morally permissible to acquire that through by destroying that poor man's sanity? He can't remember who he is these days. I have tea with him, and I have to call him by 2 different names. And you call me morally degenerate.
The holes were already there. I can fill them in.
So you just widen them.
I can fill them in, Dixon. I can do this thing.
So if you should fail, then all you've done is destroy a poor man's mind.
I think he just dumped some sugar into his champagne and is just like, Mr. Beaumont, I know that you are accustomed to failing on a regular basis, but I have never failed to get my man.
But finding 2 Khandra, now that's a Herculean task.
So many said that I would never find one, and yet here I am. Imagine how much easier it will be to find the second with the help of the first. Is this truly what you're here to talk to me about? Throw around petty falsehoods about how you have never committed a crime? Talk about how I harass your reporter friend that you keep on the payroll? A man much greater than yourself? Perhaps you'll attempt to distract me by offering me Desh's hand. It's possible, but unlikely.
You see, sir, it was true what I said. I'm very interested in what kind of person you are. And so far, I'm impressed by your abilities. I'm impressed by your intentions and your ambitions, but I am not impressed by your means. And I am not impressed by your supposed moral high ground.
Yeah, he looks around. He's like, my means look fairly good to me. And as for the moral high ground,
yeah, that's what.
You are the criminal here, sir, and I will prove your ill intentions toward the city and everyone here, and expose you for the dark creature that you are.
You know, Mr. Coop, I don't see any reason why it's so important to harass me. I find your goal of filling in history by using your powers, by finding a second Khandra, I find that very noble, and I think the world could do with that goal. And I think it's a shame that you spend any amount of energy trying to harass me instead of fulfilling that ideal ambition.
Harass you, sir? I believe you are a danger of the highest order. I believe that you, like your father, are a sliverist.
Tell me, why am I a danger? I say, like dealing the next hand.
Yeah, he's just like, sliverists are horrifying folks, sir. And if you are one of them, I will take every precaution in wiping you out. You and anyone related to you will have to be wiped from the earth.
I'm sorry, what is he saying?
He's calling you a sliverist, so it's basically religious folk who believe that the Lord Ruler is still alive, is still God, and that you watch for the signs of Iron Eyes. Marsh, who's still alive, is basically like the god of death, and they're like, Iron Eyes will become the Lord Ruler. Understand the Lord Ruler's will. They perform like weird blood rituals, and they like find what would be ska. They find like normal humans and like beat them to death.
I laugh very sincerely at him. Oh, sincere. Now I've been accused of many things, and some of them may or may not be true, but being a man of religion, and the wrong religion at that, that is by far the least baseful accusation anyone has ever made against me.
He like gestures toward the door, and it's just like, I think it's time for you to leave. But I'll be seeing you again real soon, Dix.
Unfortunately, Mr. Coop, I'm afraid that is true. We will be seeing more of each other. Good luck finding that second Khandra. I do believe that service will do a great deal of good to the world. I like fold my hand, even though it was probably a winning one, and leave.
Even though it was probably a winning one. Were you using your luck powers to just win every hand? Like an asshole?
No, because that is like, it's part of the...
You're just like 4 aces. 4 aces again? We haven't even shuffled the deck. 4 aces again?
So it would be what I was actually doing, because he's already talked about me playing Sheldry and how much I lose at it. So I probably turned my power on and off to like win and lose an equal number of hands. Just to be like, oh, well, no power's here. I mean, even though he knows, and I know he knows. You got to keep up the pretense.
Right. Of course.
So I leave, having said that it's a real shame that he's not focusing on that conjure thing, and wishing him the best of luck.
I mean, he's focused on the conjure thing his whole
I hate
life.
to kill you.
So, let's take a short rest. Head back to the Casa del Beaumont. What's the new plan now? I mean, Brieger's insisting that he just challenge him to an honor duel over something like Beaumont's honor, since he's called Beaumont out quite a few times. Act as your champion, and then have Hope shoot him dead in the street during like a drive-by.
So basically, he thinks Dixon is the Antichrist?
He literally thinks I'm a Satanist, basically.
Kind of, yeah, like a Satanist, basically, yes.
So first of all,
so I have an idea.
He's deeply wrong, which is a shocking development. That was not anywhere on our plans. He thinks something that's super not true.
Is being that religion like weird?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. It's
so only nobles.
Sacrifice.
Only nobles who were noble before the Catacendre believe in sliverism.
Could we use that?
Possibly. How?
That's a good question. How could we use that?
I mean, could we somehow prove him wrong? Make him question his own knowledge of knowledge?
He's not wrong about me being a criminal, and he cares about that. He's made an extrapolation that I'm also a sliverist. That may have also been like an old personality of his coming through. It's hard to tell with Coop. It could have been a particularly fervent anti-sliverist that he was just channeling at that moment. I can't see a way to use the sliverism against him.
So he did actually let slip that he was interested in Disha.
Yeah, he specifically said, if you want to offer me
her. Yeah.
Hand. That's not quite how that works. I don't own you.
I see a perfectly good opportunity for a honor duel there, but
so Brieger could challenge him to an honor duel over Desha.
Alternatively,
down to think Desha's down for that.
Desha could take him on a ride to the country where, oh no, this notorious bandit came and attacked them, and he was tragically shot dead while protecting her.
I think we are missing a more direct route here. And thank you, Kelsa, for reminding us that he actually was openly interested in Desha there. Because why doesn't Desha just return that interest? They go on a date, and the date is the trap. And like straight up.
Pretty much what I was saying is like, you know, they go on a little picnic in the woods, and oh no, tragically, they're waylaid by bandits, and
Hope can kill him and can pretend to be the bandit queen or whatever. Like the bandits robbed them and kill him. And we have Brieger there, and we have everybody there, so it would be impossible.
And you were there, and you were there too.
So I mean, I'm envisioning a thing that involves everybody, right?
Okay, so
Daisy is in the Landau in case he actually gets away from the trap and runs him down. It's a date out in the wilderness of Trumadil.
Okay, so it's
a picnic. I mean, it doesn't need to be very far, right? But it just needs to be on a hill out of town.
Right. So we're sitcomming this.
We have the Landau to chase him down if he gets away. The plan is for Hope to kill him with her auto loader. Brieger is there as well to make sure, you know, in the forest or something. And Desha is
his bait.
I mean, Desha, we've established that you're not particularly charismatic. I'm going to run this by everybody but you, Tux. All the other player characters.
Desha, go paint. Okay.
Do we tell Desha she's a decoy, or do we just convince her to go on a date? Like, do we actually get her in on the lie because she's been very bad at emotional things so far?
Can we do this in character? I think we have hilarious for you guys to actually talk about this in character.
All right, let's do a scene.
So Desha's out painting while you guys are having a secret meeting,
and Brieger's here too. I'm happy you could all join us without the lovely Miss Desha. So it turns out that our most esteemed enemy, Mr. Coop, is rather taken with her, infatuated even. He went so far as to suggest that they might immediately get married. They're a perfect match, considering that he has no concept of how social things work either. That said, I think this is the perfect opportunity for us to lay a little trap. They go on a lovely little picnic in the hills outside of Trumadil, and far away from any possible reinforcement or help, our esteemed bandit queen, Miss Hope, can gun him down in cold blood, and should he happen to get away from that little trap, you, Mr. Brieger, and you, my sister, driving the Landau, could ensure that he has nowhere to go. That said, Miss Desha is not the most intuitive or charismatic individual. I've called you all here without her to suggest the thought that rather than include her in the scheme forthright, we actually make her think she's actually going on a date. Because then she can't possibly spill the beans.
Now, Dix, well, I appreciate what you're saying here as, well, Desha can't lie her way out of a paper bag, but I would hate to see her heart done get broke over this.
I have it on good authority that she wants Mr. Coop dead. So the date is most likely not going to go well, but I do think Desh is the type that she wouldn't say no, even if she thought it was a bad idea. They might be heading out to that picnic the whole time with Desha saying, "Why did you say that thing? It made me sad." And then he wouldn't really be able to reply. That said,
convince her.
yeah, it sounds like I understand where you're coming from, Daisy, but you agree that she can't lie.
Do you think you could convince her to go on this date, seeing as she wants him dead?
Well, now, I'm just her employer and a male.
I might be able to.
I was going to
I've got an
suggest that you two lovely ladies might be a little more capable of convincing her that she needs a spark of the romantic in her life.
Or, okay, this is out of character. Okay, what if I'm like, hey, I did you a favor and got that dude to apologize. How about you do me a favor and go on a date with this dude?
My only problem with that little idea, Miss Hope, is that she'd probably just say, "I'm doing this as a favor." And, you know, that would... it would fall apart there as well, because she would Coop would assume it was a favor for me, immediately pursue that it was a trap. Ipso facto, ex equio loquion, there we are. So, great idea. Again, we're dealing with Miss Desha. So there can be no... Whatever we tell her will probably reach Coop's ears. So we have to be very careful. I think
this is gonna go terrible.
I think that Mr. Brieger and I will discuss the proper location for this little trap, while you two lovely ladies go out, ask Miss Desha what she's painting, and eventually wheel around to convincing her she needs to go on a date with Mr. Coop. And Daisy, as you are concerned with breaking her heart, then it would be your job to use verbiage such that she doesn't get her hopes up. You see, such along the lines, "I know you hate him, but, you know, give everybody a second chance, and if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out."
I'm a much sharper shot with my guns and my tongue.
We're going to have to use that tongue, little lady, because we are a family that talks our way out of problems before shooting our way out of problems.
Your whole plan here is to literally shoot him to death.
We're going to talk our way to that point. We are going to talk our way there.
I mean, yeah, you're a family that talks their way into shooting people, because that's literally what's happened every time you open your
There are
mouth.
many songs that talk about mouth being a gun and having bullets that are words. So
Oh my god.
pretty
do
sure those
something
are-
with that.
Those are at least 2 different Bond intros, so...
Okay. I'm done.
So I leave it to you two lovely ladies, however you decide to go about it. Me and Brigger are just going to be over here off screen and out of the scene.
My, when we speak with the Copper Keep, we get very fourth wall breaking. It's a draw 2 card.
Exits.
Oh my god, I would love it if Dixon was doing stage direction. Dixon X.
Oh,
All right.
heavens to Betsy.
So it sounds like Dixon's out. What's the new objectives, Daisy, Hope, and Desha? Because you're in charge.
So I guess the new objective is to convince Desha to go on a date.
Objective 1.
Okay. Objective 1. Well, technically objective 2. Convince Desha to go on a date. Objective 3.
Then
go
would be
on
the
a
date.
date.
And
The date,
murder.
yeah.
Objective
Date
4.
night.
Murder during date.
Yes.
Yes.
All right.
yeah.
We don't have a lot of time, and I would love to see this finish tonight.
I would suggest that because of technical difficulties, we maybe are owed like an extra half hour.
Is everybody good with? Well, you know what? Before we do that, let's just
See what happens.
flow through the scene, see what happens.
Yeah.
Who is convincing Desha? Is it Hope? Is it Daisy? Is it a cat? Is it all of you?
It's a cat.
It's just Uno. It's just Uno.
It's just no.
Do
I
it
mean,
for
I think-
Uno.
Okay.
Okay, cat.
Okay, cat.
A favor to the cat.
It's less weird to consider that if Desha actually might have the smallest amount of feelings and she's petting the cat could just meow. Because it would be a spirit roll to have the cat meow at the right times. But
You guys, while I was petting the cat, I thought, hey, I should go on a date with this Coop guy. So weird. So, Desha's in like, she has like there's like a sunroom in like our new fancy ranch that she's taken as her painting room.
Okay,
Like,
Hope
with, like,
heads.
a bunch of windows and stuff.
Okay, Hope heads in there
Daisy comes too.
and goes up to her and goes, "Oh, Desha, what are you painting?"
And you walk up on the easel and it's like the big fancy hotel that we went to earlier. And like the center, like the focus of it is like this really happy looking like couple. Like the guy is like helping this woman out of like a carriage or something like that. And then she's doing like the roof of the hotel or something with her brush. And then it is the place Dixon and I went to earlier today. It looked very nice.
She kind of points down to the couple and is like, "Is that something you strive for?"
I paint. Does it not look good?
No, it looks fine. I'm just asking, is that something that you want?
What?
Do you want a partner or a spouse or like just somebody to spend time with?
I spend time with all of you.
Aww.
Well, more than one man has expressed his interest in betting you. And I suppose we were just wondering if you...
Usually they do it in a very mean way.
Well, what if someone was to do it in a nice way?
Perhaps.
Now, we got some... Well, this is a little bit delicate, you see. But we got some word that... that gentleman, Coop, he said something I didn't catch what, but I know it upset you greatly, and he expressed his remorse for such things and was interested in making it up to you in some fashion.
If he wants to apologize to me, he can. I don't know if I want to do things with him. No.
Well, it wouldn't need to be quite that much.
Just a little date. To let him make up for it.
I'm gonna pose a question to Arthur. Kolos Blooded probably don't know what dates are, right?
Why wouldn't they?
Yeah, I mean,
You-
yeah.
People go on dates in
You're
the
in the real world.
So like
They go on dates. They don't have arranged marriages or anything.
Okay, I haven't actually read Ally of Law yet, so I'm not sure how.
You gotta find love just like everybody else in this world, Adam.
And you also have to consider that so far, I mean, we haven't specified, but it sounds like you've been with us in civilization for years.
Whoa. So racist.
So it wouldn't be a stretch for you to, you wouldn't be what is date? Is it between legs like crepe Suzette? I don't know what I'm saying. Sorry.
Okay, I just wanted to. Yeah. I guess we can do this.
Maybe you can take your painting supplies and show off your skills for him. Then you wouldn't have to interact.
He would come. We would do the date here.
No, dear. Somewhere. I was thinking this countryside is so lovely.
Excellent. Yes.
Maybe there's some landscape you will itching to see.
You're really quiet, by the way, Kelsa.
My microphone is sometimes in the butt.
Is sometimes not proximitous to my face hole.
Well, typically I have not had to adjust it at all. It just sometimes it lowers itself for no apparent reason.
Yeah, so that's just the worst thing ever.
It is.
Desha looks out the window like one of the big windows out to like a rolling hill or something like that, and then it could be nice to go out and paint something.
Perfect. We'll set it up then.
He has to apologize.
That's part of the deal, of course.
Good. I don't like to be reminded of things I don't like to think about.
Nobody does.
Just wait a little bit into the date for him to do so. He might not feel comfortable right off the bat, but he will in the end.
Do I have to wear the dress? She's staring at me.
Are you saying, Tux, are you saying, do you have to say yes to the dress? Thank you. All my friends out there. Thank you, all my friends out there on cable television. Boom.
Virgil also knocked it out of the park with,
Don't worry. He'll be sorry. Perfect.
Yep.
I mean, it's like we said earlier, great minds pun alike.
Yep, he's on our way.
Do they answer her, or do we fade out and fade in with Desha wearing the dress?
Yeah, I think that's a good one.
We fade out and fade in with Desha wearing the dress.
Yes.
All right.
Oh.
Yeah.
So we've got a scene with a date, and then we got a scene with a murder. So let's get on it. So the first thing that happens when Coop
we had a short in between this the convincing and the actual date though, right?
No, I think we're going right there.
Or when was our short breather then?
Our short breather was when we rewrote the objectives.
During the plan.
Okay, so it was before. Okay.
So we've had our short breather, which was irrelevant anyway because we had a long breather before that. So our short breather did nothing for anyone.
I mean, it let you change your objectives, which is an important thing.
Right. It let us change our objectives.
Yep. Yeah, nothing to
so
actually.
Set the scene for me. Where is this date?
Oh shit.
A lovely hillside surrounded by a smattering of forestry trees that would be perfect for painting and also for people to hide in.
So do we literally, is that like the first thing we see is like Daisy and Hope hiding on the tree? Like,
yes.
Like with guns drawn?
So here's the thing. The Daisy's allowed to do whatever she wants for her character. The plan was that Daisy would be in the landau, like parked, so that she could run him down if he escapes. Okay. Because he's just a doing on for it.
I feel like maybe I drove them out there with the landau, and like I'm sitting in the landau, like reading the book on copper keeps, but there's like a fake cover over it, so you can't tell what the book is.
Instead it reads what?
Instead it's
pretty dresses for pretty girls.
Yeah. No, Like fashions.
The Alrian set story.
Like fashions from Luthendale to Ellendale.
Pride and Prejudice.
Yeah. So, I'm curious, Hope, alone in your tree. What's your escape plan, right?
I mean, I don't really have one because we're kind of shooting him down, and then if he doesn't die, we're running him over with a car, and everybody else around us is kind of.
Yeah,
so
like
you're gonna murder him and then get in the car and ride away with everybody else.
Yeah.
Okay.
No. I mean, I would have gotten her a horse or something, so that there could be deniability.
Okay.
Maybe
you have a horse and carriage, so yeah, you could just take the horse away.
Okay, I've got a horse.
But it would be the horse, right, Arthur? He's a copper keep. I get another horse.
Another horse. Okay.
I mean,
so I've got a horse like hidden like off on like the road somewhere that I have to sprint to quickly and like get on the horse and ride away.
Probably tied up behind this forest thing.
I feel like this is a resource roll.
I can roll a resource roll.
No, I feel like Daisy's kind of in charge of this plan, so I feel like it's her job to resource roll this.
That's fine. I've got lots of resources, and
A horse shouldn't be too bad to get, right?
I don't think I've rolled anything today, so yeah, I'm down.
Let's have everybody roll.
Okay.
So let me figure out what a horse costs you in difficulty. You're gonna have to spend one horsiness.
Well, I would like to definitely call on Everybody Loves Me.
You can get a good deal.
When I go in there, I'm gonna get a great deal.
I could probably call on Stubborn too.
I was definitely gonna call on Stubborn. Maybe even Well Educated. I know what a horse is valued at.
Yeah, there you go.
Can't get around me, and
that puts you at 10.
Yeah, that puts me at 10. I can't get any more dice than that.
It's a contest, so you can go above 10. They just convert
it's a contest?
Yes, this is a contest, not a conflict.
So I can do more. Sweet.
Yep.
What? To buy a horse?
Yep.
Who's she contesting against?
The difficulty.
Oh. Huh. I guess
I might be using the wrong term. It's just a roll. There's nothing special about it. You can have more than 10 dice.
Let's see. I don't think that ambidextrous helps me even a little bit.
You can buy 2 horses at the same time.
Adventurous might.
You've got 2 torture collars in your hands. References.
I don't think that adventurous is going to help you in buying.
All right,
she knows where to buy horses because she's adventurous.
10 sounds pretty good though.
Yeah, 10.
Pretty
roll
good.
10.
And unless he's
just need to make a 2.
Okay.
It should be literally impossible. I mean, the only way you could fail this would be to roll like a shit
all
ton of
6s.
sixes.
I would need to.
If you get
roll
10
6s,
6s,
you could have 3 6s and
5
7 1s. Like, I mean,
yeah,
it's technically possible.
It is
All right.
technically
It's like
possible.
it's technically the same the same what's it called?
Yeah.
5s and nudges.
Boom.
I mean, no one's ever gonna beat my 3 6s and double 5s. It's
that was. No one can ever beat it.
The
because
full house of dice.
It was literally the perfect roll that's possible in this system.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
But
You get a very fine horse.
Nice.
So,
A great getaway horse.
Excuse me, love. I understand you're going to need a horse that goes very quickly. That's what you're looking for, right? It's what people look for when they're trying to buy a horse.
That's right. I'm looking for something that's it's very quick, very fast,
Very quiet.
and very quiet. I was literally about to say that. There was a
Will this horse be used for clandestine measures?
I didn't know you would ask me such a question.
Well, it's just that
Thank goddess.
that's kind of what most people come here to me for, is, used horses that were used in murders, and you would just pass them around a bit so no one really knows who did it.
Well,
I mean, we ironically call it a chop shop, but we don't actually chop the horses up because that would be like an improper return of investment.
Well, I don't really.
That's very literal.
Like she makes like a little sign, and she's like, I would never admit to such a thing, but if
Understand, this here horse has seen at least 2 police officers get murdered. So if that's something you're looking for, he's very good at running away quiet like. And no one I know's ever seen him before, and you didn't meet him here. You found him by the side of the road, like, you understand?
I'm like, I've never seen this horse before in my life or since.
So, I mean, with a 5 resource roll and 2 nudges, you're basically giving him enough to buy a fucking castle. So he's just like,
yep, okay, I'm just gonna take all this right here and go put it in the bank.
So basically, she has the best horse, and he's also not going to mention this to anyone.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
He's just like,
I've never seen you before in my life.
Yeah.
Who is you?
Don't worry about it.
Oh, I'm having such a wonderful time.
Yeah, so
we see this beautiful horse. Why don't you tell us what this horse looks like, Hope? This silent, swift, gangster, police murder horse.
Oh no, I was gonna say brown.
Mhm.
But nice try.
Mhm.
It's brown.
His name
with
is
a,
Shadowfax, king of horses.
It's brown and with a brown and white mane, and it's on the smaller side, so it's like, but it's very fast and stuff, whatever. It fits her. She's like a tiny person, and the horse is on the smaller side. So
Perfect. Excellent. Okay, so the horse is just standing there, and Coop walks up to Desha and is just like, I'm very sorry if I frightened you with my comment earlier about your childhood. I apologize from the deepest part of my heart. I understand that some people see time differently than I do, because I spend so much of it living in my memories.
Okay.
And he like tries to take your hand so he can do that,
Giant hand.
kiss your hand thing.
He's put like his hands around 2 of her fingers. Like, I guess it wouldn't be that big, but yeah. She like lets him do it and then kind of like, okay, thank you.
So yeah, he pulls out a picnic basket and a blanket, and he's got like a bunch of. What's your favorite food? And drink. Food and drink. You know what? He's just got carbonated water. It's all the rage nowadays.
Oh, sweet, yeah.
He's got. You know what? He's got like pewter tonic. Yeah, it's literally just like pewter shavings in carbonated water.
Yeah, like, and I think that Daisy is in the driver's seat of the Landau because she's gonna take them to the place, and she's just like smiling and like tries to hide her smile under her hat because she's like, yes, this is exactly. See, I told you he was gonna apologize.
So yeah, I mean, like, you get to the place and he starts laying out all of your food and drink on the grassy knoll.
Were there
Grassy knoll, very good word choice.
Not me.
Very good word choice.
There are actually because
There are shooters waiting on the grassy knoll.
okay, the Hope's gonna wait for him to sit down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I pull the car around to a position where I can see them, but the Landau is not like blocking the horizon.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Then like he sets out the thing and starts setting the food out. Desha like, she's wearing a dress, but she sits really awkwardly in the dress.
Like cross-legged and trying to push the dress down in between the legs, like.
So
every time I wear a dress,
instead of making it awkward, he just moves to sit beside you rather than across from you. And he's just like, now what is this that I hear about you being called the king in town? Some sort of scandal? You and the Brieger?
Is he on my side? Like,
he's been definitely maneuvered into this location where you could shoot him.
Is there an aim thing? Is there an
aim
action?
There is an aim action.
An
It lowers the difficulty.
Yeah, she's sitting in the back, so she's pull up a rifle, and then you hold right trigger, and then the number will keep going up.
Nope, stop. Just no.
Yeah, so like he He sits next to sits next to me.
One shot, one kill.
Please, I was told that you also don't know how to talk to people. Please don't say that word to me.
I understand. And he's Dixoning again.
I aim.
Yes, people
to find the word extremely offensive. I'm
What
curious as to what the circumstances surrounding it are.
Do I have to do anything for aiming, or do I just shoot?
So let's see. Okay, you can stop whispering.
I don't even let them talk for a
This
while.
isn't the
or
dude.
anything.
I mean, yeah, you're not gonna let him talk for very long. It's literally been like less than a minute.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna shoot this boy.
Okay,
like
yeah.
Hope's ready. Hope's like, yeah, let's do this.
So aiming.
Desha's about to open up just a little bit,
But see, that's a good thing because
And
then
then
we don't let her.
and
she's
then
like,
boom.
but we don't let her get close. We don't
Kill
let her
him
get
before
close.
he breaks her heart when we kill him.
So to aim, the shooter must spend an entire beat aiming the weapon, taking no other action besides taking a step. The next time the shooter makes a ranged attack, the difficulty of the aim shot or the final result of any rolls to defend against the attack is reduced by 1 to a minimum of 1. And once-
Well, I think the difficulty is just 1, right?
yeah.
He's not.
Wow.
I mean, he's not defending. So all you need to do is
Damn.
roll a pair of 1s.
Okay, let's do this. Let's shoot him.
How long's our beat in this instance?
Well, it's about to drop to 5 seconds because she's gonna shoot him.
It
It's
sounds
long
like
enough for you to open up that.
it's long enough for you to be like.
Yeah, Desha says she starts to say she waits for a minute, thinking about it.
And that's when
And
a
then grabs,
bullet exits the other side of his skull.
Yeah, and then grabs
Assuming that
she grabs a turkey leg or something because that's the food she likes is meat and just hearty stuff. So she grabs a turkey leg and takes a giant bite out of it, eats and then swallows because Dixon's told her many times she's not supposed to talk with her mouth full.
Wait, okay, so what am I rolling here?
Okay,
All right, that's a good question.
you are rolling physique.
Crap. Okay,
Yeah.
this might not go well, guys.
So it's possible that once again one of our characters did not build.
No, but that's okay because there's a second shooter on the grassy knoll who just increased her physique and also has fast aiming, so that I don't have to spend a whole beat aiming.
I can presume that we can get you a couple of dice out of your traits.
Yeah.
I think we can get dice.
Very much doubt it.
Out
Yeah,
of scholar because you studied how to shoot. Surely.
Dope tattoo. That's gotta be worse.
Dope. I mean, dope. There's no. I will accept scholar. That's pretty much the only thing because
And
you're not.
We've established this episode that the reputation was about her autoloader as much as her.
Which would be very useful if she was talking to him. Which she is not. She's shooting him from a distance on top
Right, yeah,
of the
she's
tree.
she's sniping him. So.
Wait, yeah, sure. The
She's sniping him
autoloader
from
is
like
letting
20
her make this attack.
She has a reputation for using an autoloader, which means she is good at using an autoloader.
That's my interpretation.
I will give you the die.
I mean,
yeah.
that only
Very
brings her dice pool up to
insistent
5,
on using
Arthur.
that die.
It's not a
The pair-
killer dice pool.
She has to get any pair besides a 6.
Any pair other than a 6, and she wins.
So I'm
Okay.
gonna start talking. You roll while I'm talking, and then we'll see when you shoot him.
Okay, hold on. I don't know if I can press enter right now. I'm really nervous.
It's okay, Peon. It's okay.
I believe in you.
You're doomed. It's over.
I'm not gonna look.
You're gonna
I
fuck
know
it up.
Luckomancer.
you know a lot
Done.
about
Yes!
them. So
Oh yeah!
Not
So
only
literally
did you
right when
murder
she's like, okay, I guess I'll open up. Yeah, so you know about me when I was a little kid, and then
him, like whole side of head gone.
Bam.
Yeah, he's super dead.
Good job.
okay, so
Hope hops down and like
Gets on her.
runs over to her horse.
yeah, so
So
turkey
just
leg,
to be clear,
turkey leg is immediately replaced with the cleaver.
And I think Daisy starts the car and zooms up and is like, Desha, we gotta get out of here.
What's happening? We're under attack.
Get in the Landau.
She runs to like brace in front of Daisy.
Get in the goddamn Landau.
You might have to let her in on it at this point, but that's your call.
Hope's already gone. Hope's out of there.
I was hoping to let her in on it as we're driving away, but yeah.
Yeah, so she like looks around and then like jumps into the back.
Yeah, as we start speeding away.
Arthur, have they in Alloy of Law have they figured out records or wax cylinders yet?
I think so. They just got phonographic technology for literally phones.
Oh well, then they obviously have albums and stuff.
Yeah.
So I imagine there's the my thought on how this scene plays out is that like after the bullet shoots, everything's like that action movie like muffled speaking, and then like up over that some orchestral music plays, and it cuts into Dixon just in his study, staring at the fireplace, listening to music and sipping some wine while this plan goes out, and it keeps cutting back to like Desha panicking, and Daisy's like, get in the Landau, and Hope like getting on the horse and riding away, and Dixon's just sipping wine.
Mm-hmm.
And then like the final shot is like the disfigured and bloodied, destroyed head of Coop on the picnic blanket.
I think, you know what? I don't think we're going to concentrate on that. Maybe it's just a really distant shot of like a white blanket covered in red on a green hillside.
Yeah.
So Daisy, Desha is like standing over you in a weird way. She's like standing up in the car to block you from shooters because there's clearly people shooting at us.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. And as she slams it into drive, and she says, sit down.
Sorry, there was a drunk lady in the background.
Oh, good.
That's awkward. Yeah, so Daisy starts.
Not until we're out of danger.
We're already out of danger.
There's people shooting. We're not out of danger.
Everything went according to plan.
What are you talking about?
We're gonna have to listen. You're not so good with falsehoods, so it's best if I don't tell you anymore. Let's just say we're perfectly safe now.
Oh.
She sits in the back.
So after a moment like of perfect silence as we're driving along, Daisy like smiles and looks over her shoulder and says, just look at all that blood on your dress. You're going to have to throw it out.
One good thing, I suppose.
Look at all that evidence going in the trash can. Yeah. All right. I think the final scene is maybe like a Daryl.
Us telling him how it went.
No. I think it's a Daryl Hart editorial paper where it's like Sleepy Bandit strikes again. Hope, queen of the railways, shoots revered Copperkeep, dead on the grassy knoll.
Would we still spread that since no one knows what happened?
Yeah, nobody knows what happened.
It would literally be quotes from you and Daisy as witnesses.
Right.
No, yeah, that's part of the point.
I
we
thought the point here, Hope, was to build your rep as like a ruthless bandit murderer.
Yeah, the point is that we come forward as we were there. Oh my God, what happened? It was crazy.
The red-headed autoloader.
Okay.
She leapt from the trees and
there's literally a picture. The front page picture is like the left side is Hope and the other side is an artist rendering of her dope tattoo. If you see a woman who looks like this, know that she is armed and extremely dangerous.
So
do not attempt to apprehend her.
No, but that means that Desha knows.
Yes,
but
we
tell her, but not.
Yeah, we tell her the full story.
Only after we've spoken to the police about it.
Yeah.
There's a very simple quote. Like It's like a very, very like detailed quote from Desha about what happened. Like,
we were on the blanket.
Is it a run-on sentence that like never ends?
Yeah.
I took a bite of my turkey, but I swallowed because Dixon says it's rude to speak with your mouth full. I was about to tell him the answer to the question he asked, and then the gun was shot from the trees, and his head exploded on my dress, which I had to throw out.
I had to throw it out
in blood. And then
my friend Miss Stacy drove up in the car, and then I jumped into the car to protect her, and then we drove away. I did not get to paint anything, which was sad.
And then we came here, and I answered your questions, just like I am doing now.
Can I leave now? What? Can I leave now, please? I want to go home.
All right. Here's the thing. I'm really sad that Pian didn't get to ever use her power.
Yeah, I'm kind of sad about that too. But
I don't. I mean, it's not a power. It's not flashy. There's never actually a reason to use it.
I'm curious. Like, does the system say what? Like the actual mechanical, like, does it say something like, oh, you can do more on long breathers or something?
Nope.
Does it say anything? So it's literally just like,
I can fall asleep on command and
really
stay awake as long as I want.
There's no mechanical benefits to it.
Oh, I mean, the mechanical benefit is that you can stay awake longer, right? Because if you're burning wakefulness, or if you're tapping wakefulness.
But sort of in this system, right, where time only skips to scenes we want to do, I would have assumed and that there was something like you can improve yourself more on a long breather or something because you spend time to do it.
No, because you still have to spend half the time sleeping, right?
Right. Is that maybe compounders? If someone can...
For each charge you tap, you gain 1 die with physique rolls involving endurance and wits rolls involving awareness.
All right,
so
that makes sense.
If you tap it to be more awake, you're more aware. So
right,
that's cool, actually.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
so maybe we could have swung that for your shooting your gun.
We probably could actually use that.
Sorry, I was talking about
that. None of those involve endurance.
Right.
Awareness.
Yeah. So see, that still gets me about this system.
Sitting in
Why
the open,
isn't shooting an eye thing, an awareness thing.
I mean, it's not like he was hiding. He was on the top of a hill on a white blanket.
Yeah.
Well, isn't that even?
It's because it merges like your entire physical prowess into one stat, which includes strength and dexterity, and like.
I mean, they had to make room for all those other stats, like how rich you are.
Right, it makes sense.
How
like,
much
a lot of
you know
do it.
about, society.
Yeah, and in systems that it does that, it can be but yeah, it makes sense.
All right,
so
let's do some post show here. Everybody's got 3 more advancements. Successful completion of the mission.
Huzzah.
We need to do way more. We need to do a bunch more like really quick small missions that we can do in one go.
It's amazing that it's crazy how that plan works out.
So yep, we're marking down another one of my characters that gets to be sad next episode. That's cool.
I really just need to get the license from NBC for the Scrub sad music. I feel like I just play it constantly.
There, I made it different enough that it's not considered the same thing.
All right, let's do some outros here. Hopefully, audience, you enjoyed Hope showing up, getting in a bunch of bar fights, and then shooting a guy and running away. Hope the terrorist.
She's making that reputation as a.
She's making a reputation as a bloodthirsty murderer.
Yeah, let's do it. That's all Hope wants.
All that she wants is to just murder people on top of hills during romantic getaways. All right, so if people wanted to see more of you __Pian, where would they do that at? You have like a Twitter where you talk about when you're going live on games, right?
Yeah, I have a Twitter at __Pian. You can go follow that and see when I go live. Like tomorrow night at 8 p.m., I'm going to be here again for Winter's Edge. And then the night after that, I'm going to be on Swarg's channel at 8 p.m. Twitch.tv/Swargula.
You'll also find out about all the times that Pian Dad leaves cute little patches of grass for rabbits.
It was so cute. He's such a softie. He acts so tough, but But yeah, so that's where you can find me.
Cool. Let's talk about you, Tuxtradamus.
So Desh is gonna enter her emo painting phase. And,
This is Coop's head exploded from the left side.
that's probably gonna be her next painting. Is like her point of view with like this beautiful blanket with like red splattered on it, and yeah, it's gonna be sweet.
I hope it's super abstract, because otherwise.
Oh yeah, exactly. Like it's gonna be like weird and like yeah.
I mean,
That's all for next episode.
This
though.
represents the leg of turkey.
We'll see that next episode. It's fine.
this represents my pain.
It's literally just Dixon's face. A really detailed Dixon face.
Watching over everything in the sky.
Like the Teletubby sun.
Yes.
Perfect.
All right. So,
Yes, so I am Tuxtradamus. Thank you for joining us. It was an awesome session. Super cool to have PN join us with Hope. It was a really cool character, and I hope to see her back sometime when we have an opening.
Yeah, when we need more people killed.
Yeah, we need more people killed because she's apparently very good at that.
Mhm.
She murdered that guy with 5 dice.
Yeah, she murdered
destroyed
him.
him.
So cool.
Yeah, I like shot that. Oh, that was great. That was great.
Shot
Hope
him
loved it.
dead.
Hope was all over that.
Yep. Yeah, so if you would like to see me again, you can come back tomorrow. As PN said, I will also be here for Winter's Edge.
And then where else will you be, Tux?
And if you still, for some reason, are like, I need more Tux in my life, you can also come back and see me Sunday in the same game that PN's going to be in, where I play a similarly distant character, except in that character, I'm a robot.
And
Makes
his
sense.
mom hates him.
And Mom hates me.
Wait, the mom of the robot?
It's very complicated.
so speaking of complicated, let's talk to Kelsa.
Hi.
She's like an onion.
Yes.
Elsas have layers.
When you get close to me, you cry.
Oh, God. No.
No, wait, that's different.
I haven't. I mean, I got close to you physically and didn't cry. So
I mean, that's because you're a monster.
I'm dead inside.
Hello, everyone. I'm Kelsa. You can find me at twitter.com/Kelsa. You follow me. I tweet about all the things that I go and I do. And also, I am on both Twitch and YouTube, KelsaDelphi. I haven't done my own show in a little while, although I do have some content of a one-shot that I did for Roll20Con that just went up last week. And I am now running a Blades in the Dark game regularly on Wednesdays, 10 a.m. Pacific time at RP Glory's channel. And tomorrow night at 4:30 Pacific time, I will be playing some board games with Esteni.
Ooh.
I always tweet when I'm going to be on somebody's show. I also have my little schedule, very, very not fancy. It's all just plain text on my YouTube, not YouTube, Twitch channel. Oh boy. I do words.
Words.
Yep, that's me. I do words. You can quote me on that.
I do words, Kelsa.
Words. I was quoted for why can't I hold all these D's?
That was pretty great. Oh, I have to say, I love that we all wound up with D names. Because we didn't mean to. It was totally an accident. I was trying to picture my character, and I was like, man, I'm describing
Someone who's named Daisy.
Yep, someone. We'll just leave it at that. And I'm like, her name's gonna be Daisy. It's gonna be perfect. So.
I mean, and I don't think there could have been a better name than Dixon, right? For the wealthy landowning, secretly evil guy.
Dixon and Daisy were very well chosen names.
Yeah,
They should just sounded kind of weird, so that's why I chose it.
It's perfect.
So speaking of someone who's a Dixon, let's talk to you, Wreckage.
I'm such a Dixon.
You are.
Hi, everybody. How's it going? I hope you had fun today. I sure did. Would you like to have fun other times? Well then, follow me on Twitter at Dr. Wreckage. It's spelled with the full spelling of doctor instead of the abbreviation that's in the window below my head. So don't fall for that. You're smarter than that. The next thing we'll be doing is Tuesday, Sunless Sea, over on twitch.tv/HENLEY. Then Wednesday, here on Arthur's channel, we'll be doing Star Wars. We just blew up a statue. Everything went better than expected. Things have been on a real upswing lately in Arthur's games. We've been accomplishing things and not having them blow up in our face. And I'm really excited for this new trend. I'm feeling really good. I'm gonna ride this straight to the happy endings that
Now
we
it's
all.
over.
Winter's
Now it's
Edge
over.
is
You just
sapping
ruined it,
all of your
Wreckage.
shit.
You
Yeah,
just-
like
That's why I'm lampshading it now, so that all the recoil
no,
goes on to Winter's
it's
Edge.
all. Listen, Winter's Edge is a black hole for all of the terrible fucking plots you guys have been having lately.
Yeah, like Winter's Edge has been so. Oh my god,
We're gonna have a wedding. We're gonna have a wedding tomorrow. It's fine.
we're gonna have a wedding tomorrow.
Tice is making some sort of reference to cider that I don't get. Sorry, Tice.
What's your name?
Dixon Cider.
Oh,
You'd get it eventually. It'll get there.
that I got it. I got it now.
You know what? Smosh doesn't always do good videos, but when they made the Dixon Cider one, it was pretty hilarious.
I don't know about you guys, but I'm gonna tune in to that Winter's Edge tomorrow to watch that wedding because it's a big deal. It's been talked about. I tuned in last week.
I'm glad they have no plans for it yet. Literally, Riven Helper and Pian have had like 3 weeks to plan it and have not yet.
I was in the hospital for a week. Okay,
I get that.
Literally an entire week.
But
I was in the psych ward.
but the irony of your wedding planner having done no planning
is I tuned in the last time they did Winter's Edge expecting a wedding, and I was denied a wedding because somebody had to go and get
that is our
rot.
bad. That is Sofo.
And then there was like a shopkeeper thing, and it was like, yeah, I can sell
We'll
it.
get you a wedding this time, Wreckage. This time we'll get you a wedding.
And are you sure you don't want to take this sword, this cursed sword thing that only the worst person ever can
Thea's
wield?
having her wedding, Wreckage. Thea's having her wedding.
All right, so tomorrow, let's all tune in for Winter's Edge to watch that wedding. And then throughout the week, tune into the things that we do in general. This was a great episode. I really enjoyed everything that everybody brought to the table. I feel like Tux really found Desha in this episode, really found her. I'm really excited to see Pian back and the continuing story of Hope. I like Brieger being with us from now on. And my little sister didn't mess something up. So now I can start trusting her again.
God.
That implies you trusted me in the first place ever.
I trusted you to go on that first job, and then you really effed it up. And now I don't. Now it's in the past.
You trust me to go on that job, and I strong-armed my way onto it. But
Okay, so you forced me to trust you on that job, and then
You messed it up.
Then let me down on your own forced trust. Yeah, it's great stuff. I'm really excited. I'm really happy right now. Arthur, how happy are you?
I'm pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and host Caitlin after this, so if you like watching Overwatch, prepare to watch Overwatch.
I like watching Overwatch.
But don't overwatch it.
We should be back with more regular Mistborn next week. Who knows? Maybe Pian will talk afterwards if she wants to, come back for a future episode. We'll see. We'll talk about it, guys. We'll talk about it.
Yeah, maybe
watch out for
somebody
that
has
Erosaito fan art.
Yes.
I'm sure that's something from.
Oh
this
my God!
episode.
Yes, thank you so much.
That was so good.
So good.
super good. You really did squeak. Like that happened.
He squeed.
You
will
can
have to watch the VOD.
Yeah.
It'll happen.
The archive.
Our not live VOD. I made a noise.
It's already
I
been
don't-
uploaded to YouTube. I just gotta do some edits.
Yeah. So yeah, like he was really happy with that. I was really happy with the guy. It was good.
So good.
All
How
right.
can you not look at that? Look at that picture. How can you not be like, oh, they should look at them?
Have a
With
good
this-
night, everybody.
So good. So good. Thank you.